What is up, rovers and zany worshippers? Mike here with another Wuthering Your Type of Waves video. Except today I'll be going over the mistakes I made early that really messed up how things are working out currently in 2.0 of Wuthering Waves. So after this video, you should be able to reflect off the account with the mistakes that I made in the past and avoid them. So let's jump right into it. To find a common ground on one of the most regrettable things I've done in my journey of Wuthering Waves is not using my Echo XP materials in a more efficient manner. Now, what exactly do I mean by using them more efficiently? Well, if you want to maximize how much materials you have when you are rolling your main stats and leveling up echoes, then you do not want to waste your echoes and level up materials. Had I known when I started day one, I wouldn't have just wasted all my level up XP materials early on, and I've had better builds on my characters now that I am at endgame. I guess for me personally, it's a good thing that I have lots of grinding left to do in the open world of Wuthering Waves, so it isn't exactly a disaster. Like, look at my map. I have an insane amount of work to do so I can keep myself occupied. If you are a regular watcher of me, which by the way, I appreciate any of you guys watching this video, thank you for always supporting me and my channel. I will always, and I mean always, egging on that materials are scarce, and I would have to rate Echo level up XP materials at the highest tier for being very annoying to come across later on in endgame, especially when you're trying to build your favorite characters in the game or when you're trying to min-max your account. If you're like me and have made this mistake and wondering how exactly can you fix this, well, you can kill two birds with one stone. First, what I would do is pick a character you want to focus on building. For example, if we take my Verena, who is severely underbuilt, which I do not want to talk about, and I also don't want to talk about the echoes I have on her because it's actually taboo. It's funny because a mistake is not having a built Verena or Shorekeeper as well this late into the game, and if there was a taboo index of Wuthering Waves, I would have broken almost every single one of them by now. Getting back on topic here, if I wanted to build my Verena right now, I would search up which Tacit field I'd want to farm. Now, I want to build my Verena with rejuvenating glow echoes, so I'm gonna select the Tacit field that has exactly that. Now, when you complete a Tacit field, you're given a range of echoes. Hopefully you pull the echoes you need to start on your substat rolls and simultaneously getting that echo level up XP materials. Now, if you actually want to commit to not having a drought of echo level up XP materials, then you're gonna want to do this daily for a little bit, and also not waste your echo farming XP materials on characters you aren't going to use for the long term. However, I did mention this in my recent echo guide video that if you do find specific echoes for specific characters, you can actually use them universally. Like, you have two Havoc DPS characters, which is the example I gave, Camellia and Havoc Rover. You can use farmed echoes from one character and use it on the next since their builds are similar. For example, stacking crit rate, crit damage, and attack buffs. So you do not have to waste echo XP materials getting perfect stats for both Rover and Camellia. Also, do not waste echo level up XP materials on already not worth it echoes. For example, when rolling substats, if the substats are trash from the beginning, give up on that echo because 9 times out of 10, you're just gonna waste the materials. For a more in-depth guide, you can check out my video on echoes. About 99% of you guys aren't subscribed, so if you are that 99%, smash the subscribe button and never miss a video. Thanks. So this mistake is the kind of one that requires more research, but see, here's the problem. You can save up all your Afterglow Curl from the shop, which is received while summoning on banners, a very high-end currency if I'd say so myself. You can use Afterglow Curl on either extra summoning currency, or you can actually buy duplicates of 5-star characters, or 4-star characters at that. Now, of course, I wouldn't recommend using the Afterglow Curl currency on standard banner 5-star characters, or 4-star characters, as it's not worth it, especially if you are a free-to-play player. Unless if you're really trying to upgrade your Verena and get extra duplicates of her, she's the only character I could really see investing into 5-star standard banner duplicates for. Now, the question now lies with, should you buy duplicates or get more characters? Honestly, it just depends on how you want to build your account. Sometimes, depending on the character, it might be worth getting that limited banner duplicate to increase the performance of that singular character rather than getting another unit, but at the same time, having more of a roster of units can be good as well. So at the end of the day, I think you're deciding what you are going to do is going to come to the state of your account. If you want to know what I personally did, when I started this game and I met Camellia as a character, I knew I was going to save up all my Afterglow Curl to at least get one sequence, one node of Camellia. Now, this is something that I decided. I didn't care what the strategies were. I personally just wanted to get sequence 1 Camellia because I thought it was going to be powerful, and Camellia ended up being one of the best DPS in the game as of right now. What do you guys think? What decisions have you made? Let me know in the comment section down below. Even though we are coming up a year since Wuthering Waves has released, the support characters are still pretty hard to come by as far as the 5-star characters go. So I made the awesome mistake out of my 3 free 5-star characters to not claim a copy of Verena. Now, this was a big mistake because later on, I completely lost my 50-50 on Shorekeeper, and you know what? This game really hates me sometimes. Thankfully, I ended up getting Verena on a 50-50 loss, but then I ended up losing on a limited banner when I wanted Carlotta, which led to some financial mistakes that we do not have to get into. Point is, I went a very long time without having Verena and Shorekeeper, and of course the game isn't unplayable without them, but they quite literally make a huge difference, which is really noticeable with the buffs that they apply for teams and rotations. It's like a 90-day difference having one of these characters on your team than when it's not. not. So if you do not have one of these support characters or a future support character, consider summoning for them. Mainly where they will specifically help you out is the endgame content. As of update 2.0, these two will be the only two 5-star characters you can obtain. However, this is destined to change. For Tower of Adversity, you are going to need a total of 2 pretty recently built teams to be able to clear endgame content. Not having Farina or Shorekeeper at the moment makes that a little bit more difficult to a casual player overall. However, it does not make it impossible to clear the content within this game. Overall, support characters are fundamentally very strong and should not be overlooked. I know it's very cool having the amazing flashy DPS characters that get drip marketed, and that's okay if you go and summon for them. But a mistake I made was not focus on building my team by filling in the roles. I personally went for Jinshi, Camellia, and Carlotta, and I hyper focused on DPS characters, and also at the beginning of the game when I started I used my voucher on Encore. Now Encore isn't exactly a bad character, but I should have known with the way gacha games are to summon for support characters, because I was going to go and pick up a flashy DPS character in the future anyways. Now the flip side to this is I can fix this because I barely have any of the map cleared and I can start filling out character roles properly. I also ended up with a Farina as I mentioned before, so I'm not completely screwed. Also, Shorekeeper for me should be getting reran soon, so I'll be looking for her so I can maximize my second team. Now of course at the end of the day, I'm just speaking from a beneficial standpoint, and you should always summon for characters you actually want. It's very important that you enjoy these gacha games the best way you see fit. I'm just simply giving you advice from my personal experience, so take it how you will. Now another personal mistake I made is avoiding doing open world grinding. I know lots of gamers and even some of you guys who are watching this video always talk about 100%ing regions. Now that is dope, and all of you guys are pretty cracked at the game, being able to get everything done. But me personally, I just play so much games and I also work on content too, so it's really hard for me to do that. However, I let this also be an excuse for me to actually get out and do things. I'll sit here and tell you all the truth. I have swiped my card multiple times on multiple occasions to get characters in Wuthering Waves or utilities I might need. However, over time, I realized not actually doing what the game is giving you kind of puts me behind the 8 ball. I noticed as well that sometimes spending too much money on this game specifically can also have you miss the point of the game. Wuthering Waves, as you guys may know, is a free-to-play game, and in no way am I saying do not support the development team. Curve Games is amazing and deserves the support as a development team because of how much they care about their consumers. What I'm trying to say is that from personal experience, you should actually grind the game. You will feel 100 times better when you actually earn the character from the limited banner that you grinded for. There is so much gacha currency that can be obtained simply by just playing the game and grinding. You do not have to always spend money. I'm not sure if there's people out there who are like me, but using lots of real currency to give yourself a head start on a gacha game can lead to it being not fun. It could be a me thing, but like I was telling you, when you do it free to play, you get the sense of completion and it feels rewarding. Also, just look at my union level. I am very under leveled for the amount of characters I have. Also, they are also unbuilt. It's really not even that funny. The only 2 decently built characters I have is my Carlotta and my Camellia, and I can't even upgrade them to max level yet because my union level is so low. For a while, I'm going to admit I just kind of lost the point of actually enjoying the game for what it is. Thankfully, the development team decided to come back and completely shock the whole entire community with 2.0 coming from the updates of 1.0 and beta. Now I am completely amped to actually grind this game again because Kuro Games took a fishing rod and hooked me right back in. But for me personally, I'm considering spending less or not even spending at all, but I will completely support the development team in any way I can because the game is amazing and the development team generally deserves it. I am also genuinely excited to see how the game is going to be improving from chapter 2.0 to 3.0 and what quality of the life features they come up with and what the development team has in store for us. Which brings me into the last mistake that I have for you guys, and that is please take your time. This game is an open world gacha game. It is meant to be played at your own pace. I'm trying to get back into the groove of things myself, even challenging myself to completely switch over from keyboard and mouse to now me playing controller, which has been quite a challenge for the most part because it feels like I am absolutely handicapped versus these mini bosses and even struggling with just simple core mechanics like switching to my glider or pulling out my grappler. Now getting back on topic here, you do not want to experience burnout. Remember, games are meant to be fun at the end of the day. That's why we play video games. Depending on who you are, it could be our scapegoat or it could just be something that you use to simply kill time to have fun. Make sure you play Wuthering Waves at your own pace and enjoy what the game has to offer. Don't feel like you're in a toxic relationship with the game. If you personally do not want to log in every day, then don't. If you only want to play a little bit at a time, then do so. Back when this game first launched, I was going hard on the content personally and trying to play this game as much as possible. Also, when I was playing the open beta, I don't remember who it was, but someone advised me to not full send the beta or you'll burn out for the game release. Now for me, this didn't happen right away, but between how much hours I put into the beta and how much hours I got into the launch of the game in the first couple chapters of the game, I ended up burning out and not coming back to the game for a little bit. If your friends all get ahead of you at the end of the day, who cares? The game is supposed to be catered to one's personal experience. There is no player versus player in this game. Keep that in mind. You only can compare how strong character builds are or how fast one person can clear a boss faster than you can. But a reminder, it's all RNG based for echoes and someone else can just spend money and get the better stuff right away while you have to grind as a free-to-play player or a minimal spender. This game is not a race and will never be a race. So cautiously spending on the game and also taking your time playing the game both go hand in hand when it comes to having fun. Remember, these are mistakes that I personally made. everyone's experience is a little bit different, but I know for me personally, spending all that money actually caused burnout, as well as also playing the game for too much at a time. That also reminds me, Wuthering Waves themselves, when you play Wuthering Waves for too long, I think it's like 3 hours at some point, they literally tell you to take a break. Kind of crazy to think about, am I right? Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, hit that bell for post notifications, smash that like button, join the community Discord, comment your thoughts, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.